Hi, I'm Jenny and in today's video I'm going to show you 3 dive watches which do not have to hide behind a Rolex Submariner. Let's get started. The Rolex Submariner is definitely one of the most popular divers out there, and seasoned watch lovers as well as absolute beginners love the classic but timeless design of Rolex's ultimate timepiece. But as of late, buying a sub has turned out to be quite the challenge. If you want to get your hands on one of those sweet divers from Rolex, you either have to get lucky, rich, or die waiting on those so-called waitlists. But that's a totally different video in itself. The overall availability at ADs worldwide is basically at 0 if you're not a good customer, and even if you get the chance to buy one at your AD. Prices have gone up to 7.7% for the 116 610 LN since January 1st, 2020, so now you have to rack up 8,350 euros for that watch. And if you do not like to wait, there's the grey market where you have to pay at least 9,800 euros and more for a sub right now. So that's that. But don't worry. There are plenty of watches out there, and in this video I want to show you my top 3 Rolex Submariner alternatives, which are not only alternatives, but are also absolutely self-contained dive watches that do not have to hide behind a Rolex. The first watch in this list is the AquaRacer Calibre 5 by TagHeuer. It is the least expensive one of the 3 with an RRP of 2,300 euros, definitely a great value for your money. When buying a TagHeuer, you will get a brand with a rich history, but also a watch that, compared to the sub, will definitely not disappoint you. The AquaRacer is available in 2 sizes, 41 and 43 millimeters. The case of the watch as well as the bracelet is made from 316L steel. The surfaces on the case, back, bracelet and clasp are brushed and the sides are nicely polished. On top sits a scratch-resistant sapphire crystal. The bezel is graded the way you would expect it from a diver and unidirectional, of course. Though the bezel looks very good, it is made from ceramic with platinized indexes. Twisting it does not feel as high quality as you would hope to. But given the price, it is absolutely within the lines, and the ceramic is definitely a huge plus. The overall finishing on the watch is very well done, and compared to more expensive watches, the differences are only marginal. TagHeuer added a quick adjustment to the well-made folding clasp, which lets you adjust the watch within 1 centimeter without using any tools. Only the little holes on the quick adjustment look a bit cheap to me. The black dial with its horizontal grooves sports the TagHeuer logo in sharp white letters, as well as some white and yellow color accents. That's why they also advertise the 300-meter water resistance of the AquaRacer, which is definitely more than enough. Regarding the hands and hour markers, you can definitely see the difference quality-wise compared to a Submariner, but given the price, I do not see a problem with that. The minute and hour hands show the typical Heuer design with that little triangle at the end. With the AquaRacer, you also get a date, which you can see through a little magnifying glass on the crystal. My personal highlight on this watch are the looms though. With this watch, you do not get looms in one, but in 2 different colors, blue and green, something you do not see very often. Given all the pros on the AquaRacer, there is one major con that needs to be addressed. In terms of movement, the AquaRacer is really lacking compared to the Submariner. Within the watch, you will find the Calibre 5 with a 38-hour power reserve, which is a slightly modified ETA 2824 Oscillator SW201. Both standard automatic calibers, which you can buy for about 150 euros. So when buying the AquaRacer, you have to settle with a standard movement and not an in-house product. Something that is probably not going to bother you on a daily basis, but something you should be aware of, I think. The next watch in this list comes from Tudor, and even back in the day, Rolex founder Hans Wilsdorf thought of Tudor as a more affordable alternative to Rolex when the brand was signed over to him in 1936. With its 41 millimeters in diameter, the Tudor looks and feels significantly bulkier than its big brother, the Submariner. But given the fact that the Black Bay measures 15 millimeters in height, it should not come as a surprise. The crown on the sides is also a lot bigger than what we are used to from Rolex. And by the way, this is the version with the red anodized bezel that first introduced the Black Bay line in 2012. Just like the AquaRacer, the Black Bay case, back and bracelet are made from 316L steel, partly brushed and polished on the sides. Overall, the finishing looks a bit rougher than that on a Submariner, but it has also become one of the Tudor's well-loved trademarks. Additional to that, we also have what looks like riveting on the bracelet, even though those rivets are actually pins that hold together the links. The rest is just for looks, basically. Within today's list, the clasp of the Black Bay has definitely the least options to adjust the size. Unfortunately, it has no quick adjustment and no glide lock either. so to adjust the bracelet to your preferred size, you would definitely need a special tool. Back in 2012, you would get an additional NATO strap when purchasing the Black Bay, but today you have to choose between either a NATO or leather strap for 3,190 euros, or the full steel version like the one that I have here for 3,480 euros. The bezel inlay on this Black Bay is not ceramic but aluminium, which for one means that the color is going to fade over time due to UV radiation, and second, that this bezel is definitely not as scratch resistant as other ceramic bezels. But since this is a diver, it is also unidirectional, and you can even adjust it to the second. Instead of the 120 clicks, the bezel on the Black Bay has 60 clicks in total. The crystal on this watch is sapphire, and underneath sits a dial that is definitely almost up there with Rolex when it comes to its quality. Well-made hour markers with looms, super sharp inscription which tell you about the 200-meter water resistance, and the Black Bay's chronometer certification, and you also have the renowned Tudor snowflake hands that look absolutely stunning in my opinion. Another highlight for me is also the rose gold coating on the hands, as it goes very well with the overall warm tones on this watch. With the Black Bay, you definitely get a lot of bang for the buck, especially because you also get an in-house movement from Tudor. The automatic caliber MT5602 is very precise due to its COSC certification, including a 70-hour power reserve. The only thing missing here is a date. So in that case, you have to rely on your old smartphone to know what day it is. So now we have seen two of the three watches, which both make great alternatives considering their price and value, regardless of the few drawbacks they have. But the last watch I want to show you today is quality-wise right up there next to the Submariner, and for some even better. Only in terms of prestige or brand recognition, this one might not be on Rolex's level. The Omega Seamaster Diver 300 has a case diameter of 42 mm and a height of 12.8 mm, which is the same height as the Submariner. The case is made from 316L steel with sandblasted sides and the characteristically Omega polished edges. In this video, I'm showing you the rubber strap version, which is ideal for the summer due to its material with an RRP of 4,450 euros. There's also a steel bracelet version for an RRP of 4,800, and within the Seamaster Diver series you can pick between different color schemes as well. In addition to the screw-down crown, the Seamaster also has a helium escape valve on the side. The unidirectional bezel inlay is made from black colored ceramic with a white enameled diving scale. The rubber strap version has a pin buckle, so adjusting the size is as easy as it gets with this one. But the stainless steel version does not disappoint either. It comes not only with a glide lock with a 2 cm adjustment span, but also an additional dive extension with an extra 1 cm in length. The black dial can be seen through a non-reflecting sapphire crystal. The special thing about this dial? It is also made from polished ceramic, zirconium oxide to be exact, which you can see inshort at the bottom part, which gives it this very shiny, deep black look. Omega gave the dial this beautiful wavy pattern, and the skeletonized hands are rhodonized. The hands as well as the hour markers are extremely well made and have superluminova applied to them. At 6 o'clock we can also find the date, but without the magnifying glass on top of it. A big plus for many who dislike the date magnifier on the sub, as it is supposed to ruin the overall symmetry. The Omega Seamaster Diver 300M is powered by Omega's in-house caliber 8800. This caliber is not only COSC but also METAS certified, which means that those calibers are not only as precise as the ones from Rolex, but they're also more resistant against magnets. Every Omega Master chronometer is basically completely anti-magnetic and could possibly be worn during an MRI, something a Submariner would not be able to handle. Another huge plus for me is the sapphire caseback. Being able to look directly at a movement, especially when it is as nicely decorated as this one, is always a nice detail, and I wish there was a Rolex with a see-through caseback out there. All in all, the Omega Seamaster Diver 300M is truly outstanding and not just an alternative to the Submariner, as it can really stand its ground next to the Rolex icon. An absolute win considering that the Seamaster costs 40% less than the Submariner. Okay, so now that we've seen 3 watches you could get instead of the Rolex Submariner, I would like to quickly sum up all my points to help you figure out which of these 3 might be the right one for you. Number 1, when buying the TagHeuer Aquaracer, you will get an amazing diver for just 2,300 euros with a great finishing and overall quality. Merely the movement, which is based on an ETA or Sellita movement, sets this watch behind the other 2 on this list. Number 2, with the Tudor you basically get the Rolex quality since both brands are closely connected. The in-house movement is definitely a big plus, but the black bay loses some points because of its design and construction. The missing quick adjustment and the bulky looks, as well as the aluminium bezel, could definitely be improved. And number 3, the Omega provides a fantastic value for your money. I would even say that quality-wise, it is on the same level as Rolex, if not a little bit higher up due to its anti-magnetic characteristics. On top, we have a sapphire caseback that really stands out compared to other sports watches as well. The only thing that is missing from all 3 of today's watches is the myth and the prestige or overall brand image that Rolex has clearly mastered, whether you like it or not. But Rolex really knows how to play the game when it comes to controlling the supply and demand. You can't just simply waltz into a Rolex boutique and buy any model you would like. Getting a Rolex is like a hunt, and I think this is where the appeal for many people lie, myself included. Because let's be real, collecting or buying pieces is much more fun when you and everybody else know how rare or hard to get they really are. I mean, I would not be making this video if a sub would be readily available everywhere. Nonetheless, I really like all 3 of today's watches and each stand out to me in their own way. But what about you? Which one of the 3 is your favorite? And which diver have I not mentioned but should be in this list? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.